Hello all, Maureen Curry here just to check in that we're starting Module 7, Week 7. We're going to be following on from the Etruscan culture, which evolved into the Roman culture, which became a large empire. You can see the map here of the Roman Empire, which ranged from as far as east as the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, all the way up to across North Africa, much of Europe, and then into what is present-day England. The government of the Roman Empire started out as an offshoot of a Etruscan monarchy and then evolved into the major republic. And you can see the division of the different levels and evolution of the historic empire of Rome. The classes were divided, of course, the wealthy class and then the working class, as we still have today. As far as Roman art, it was designed to communicate the power of the emperor and the empire. Don't forget they didn't have television and so forth to show what their leader looked like, what their emperor looked like. So they were dependent on sculptures and relief imagery and coins of the emperors. So that's how the people knew who their leaders looked like. And don't forget the empire got so vast and covered such a area of land and encompassed a lot of different cultural groups. So the only way to communicate about the empire was through art. As far as architecture was concerned, the Roman architecture instituted the rounded arch, and they also had the use of concrete, which was very strong, even stronger than we have today. The Romans very quickly established a system of roads so they could traverse across that large empire. They built aqueducts to bring water and sewers, built apartment houses, living spaces for people, walls to surround and protect cities, a monumental city gate. So we'll see these in the works that we're studying this week. As far as the emperor goes, the statues of the emperor, as you can see here, a portrait of Augustus showing him as a very fit, strong military leader. At his feet, he has a little Roman god, showing that he's working under the protection of the gods. He was like a god himself, thought of as a god himself. So we'll be looking at these types of sculpture. As compared to the Greek sculptures, which were very idealized, the Roman sculptures, portrait busts, will show more realistic, veristic images of different people. You'll see the wrinkles in their worried-looking faces and warts and everything. So it's really a change from the Greek idealization that we saw before. We're seeing veristic or very super realistic portraits of the Roman leaders. We'll see the institution of equestrian statues, once again a propaganda type imagery to elevate the image of the emperor. Around the empire, there'll be symbols of the leadership, major columns and gates of the cities, and even the coinage, as I mentioned before, shows who the leaders are of the empire. So this idea of propaganda, showing imagery, sometimes they were kind of combined. You'd see an idealized, fit body with an older, more mature face of the emperor. This is the Arch of Titus. So these arches, these triumphal arches, were also another means of propaganda to show representations of the emperor. And on the gates there would be relief sculpture telling about their accomplishments around the empire, as far as and the idea of the goods and services that they brought to the people. Don't forget, when the Romans came, they brought water and roads and buildings and apartment houses. So a lot of people were happy to be Roman citizens because they got all these amenities. As far as art techniques go, we will look at how space was depicted in these layered relief sculptures. So we'll look at those this week. Portraiture, we'll still continue to see, though there were different classes of people, from slaves all the way up to the emperor, there was the ability to move your social status depending on your accomplishments in life. Tomb relief or imagery, we'll see that. This is a portrait of a woman, very similar to a Greek goddess imagery, but she was just empress, wife of one of the emperors. the altar of Augustine Peace, Arapaxis from Augustine in Rome. Some of our students will be working on their group projects on that. So we'll be exploring that this weekend. All the symbolism in Roman art will be the focus. We will see also mummy portraits. They did paint very realistic portraits on and when they buried the dead. So these are some of the different types of art from Rome.